Welcome to our module 1 in intermediate Excel. In this video exercise we'll see how you can customize your Excel. Now if you go on file, you have different options there. We'll choose options and then you will see Excel options, and it will give you all the customization you have available in Excel. Now if you go to general tab, the general tab will show you some user interface options, and then you have show mini toolbar on selection, or show quick analysis option on selection, enable live preview. You can either uncheck or check all of them. And then we have when creating workbook. So when you create a new workbook, you can choose their font, you can choose their default font, or you can use default view font for new sheets. Then you have include this many sheets, so you can change all these options in your when creating new workbooks. Then the next one we have is personalize your copy of Microsoft. You can change your username which your Excel shows, or you can change the whole office theme for the bars and everything. So you have 3 themes there. Now also the startup options, that gives you basically which programs you want to associate with it, and also there are 2 options check which says tell me if Microsoft Excel is a default program for viewing and editing spreadsheets. So if it's not, then you can check it and make it default, or you can go to default programs and you can see a lot of options checked there. We can either uncheck all of them or we can check few of them. We have a lot of options there as well. Now if you go back, we have the next tab, which is formulas tab. It tells you on the top, you can see change options related to formula calculation, performance, and error handling. This is important because when it's when you click on manual, when it's checked, that means sometimes it doesn't auto update the formula. So you have to use automatic or automatic except for data tables. So you have that option as well. You can see enable iterative calculation. So you have already some numbers selected there. If you don't know, you don't need to change that. And then working with formula, we have R1C1 reference style, so that's row and column reference style. Then you have formula autocomplete, then use table names in formula, and use get pivot data function for pivot table references. Then you have error checking, enable background error checking. Sometimes this is also disabled, you can enable that as well. And then with errors, you can actually change the color, and it also gives you the option to reset ignored errors. Then all these options, error checking rules, they're all checked as well, and you can also uncheck if you're looking for any one of them. So there are a lot of about 9 options we have. Now the next one we have is proofing. Now proofing, what it means that it change how Excel corrects and formats your text. So you can use autocorrect options in autocorrect options first, and it tells you change how Excel corrects and formats text as you type. They tell you either you can change it like Word, or you can change it in your own way. Then we have math, autocorrect, actions, auto format as you type, autocorrect. So which kind of report or file you're making, you can choose regarding to that. We also have an option here which is called when correcting spelling in Microsoft Office program, ignore words in uppercase. So you can ignore words because sometimes you have different kind of spelling there. Like my name is not in English, then my name would come as an error as well. So you can ignore that. So you have a lot of files like that. Then you have custom dictionaries. You can use custom dictionaries, and then you can either edit them, new, add, remove. You have different options. And then if you go down, we have French modes, we have Spanish modes, and dictionary language modes. So you have a lot of dictionary languages over there. In English, what kind of English you want to use. So the next option, if you choose there, we have save. Then it tells you customize how workbooks are saved. So save file in what format. We have all the formats you can see in your save option over here. And you can choose a default format, because sometimes you do a save, it saves you in Excel workbook, but you can change that as well as a default. Then save auto recover information every 10 minutes. Now this option basically is very important. If it's not checked, then that means when you restart or some error, or if there's a trip in the electricity and your computer goes off, and then you lose your file, you lose the data. So it doesn't basically auto save your file. So this option has to be checked so you don't lose any data you have. We also have the folder there, auto recover file location. You can change that as well, so you know where you're saving it. And we don't have these boxes checked, which is don't show the backstage when opening or saving files, so you don't need to check them. These are all default options basically for Excel. And then you have default local file location. You also have auto recover exception for if you don't want to auto recover for, let's say, one file, so you can choose that as well. Then you can disable auto recover for this workbook only as well. And then we have office editing options for document management server files. Sometimes you have a server in an office and then you have a lot of computers attached to it, so you can also save checked out files to the server drafts location on this computer or the office document cache. Then we have preserve visual appearance of this workbook. You have different colors there. You can change the visual color of that as well, and then you can hit OK. And then if we see in the next one, that is language, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can add a lot of language in Excel, and that's why when you basically download Excel or adding it from a CD, it is basically, you probably see that it is adding the languages automatically, and you can see all those languages over there. If we go in advanced, now advanced tab is basically advanced options for working with Excel. Now editing options, if we notice, we have after pressing enter, move selection. Then it tells you direction, down, right, up, left. So if it gives you direction that where you want to move your cursor in Excel, and then you can also go towards down, even right side. Down is the default, but let's say if you're just writing everything in one row, then you want to do it right, or you're writing everything one column, then you have down as well. If you go in the next one, it says automatically insert a decimal point. You can change for the whole file and it will automatically insert a decimal point, or you can go into the Excel as well to change it. Then we have enable fill handle and cell drag and drop. Then all these things are enabled. If you see, they're checked, alert before overriding cells. We have an unchecked option there, which is zoom on roll with IntelliMouse. So basically, when you have the like a small wheel on your mouse, so basically we can add the zoom from there as well. Then we have cursor movement, logical or visual, and then do not automatically hyperlink screenshot, so you can do that. Then we have then we have some other option in advance. If you go down, we have cut, copy and paste, so you can choose these options. Then image size and quality, you can change that as well. Also discard editing data, and then you have set default target output to. Then print options is there, high quality mode for graphics. Obviously sometimes you have color printing, so you want to do that. Then you have charts, which gives you the option of show chart element names on hover. And then you have current workbook, or properties follow chart data point for current workbook. You have display as well. Some options checked, unchecked as well, which is quickly access this number of recent workbooks. You can also choose show this number of recent workbooks. You can do that. And then show formula bars, a lot of options there. Then we have display option for this workbook. So at least you can do, or you can change display option for this workbook basically if you don't want to change it for other workbooks. Then we have display options for this worksheet. So as you already know, there's a difference between workbook and worksheet. Then you have 3 sheets and you want to change or customize one of them. You can do it from here by displaying options for this worksheet, and you can check or uncheck all of them if you want. You can change the grid line color as well. Sorry. And then you have formulas. Now within formulas you have enable multi-threaded calculation, and you have number of calculation threads. Use all processes on this computer. So automatically there's 2, and then you manually, if you want to change it 1, 2, or you can change it based on how many processes you have in the computer. Then you have, when calculating this workbook, update links to the other documents. So that means if you're linked to your Access, Microsoft Access or other workbook, if they are linked to your workbook, you can actually update them as well. Then we have general options there, provide feedback with sound, or ignore other applications that use dynamic data exchange. You can change that as well if you want your feedback. So that means if error comes or something comes up, it can give you a sound there as well. We have web options. You have enable multi-threaded processing. And then if you see the next one, we have data. Now in data you have disable undo for large pivot table refresh operations to reduce refresh time. So basically that is to reduce the refresh time, because sometimes you have a lot of data, like large data when you create the pivot table, pivot chart, and then it takes time to show it. So basically that's what it gives you, disable undo for large pivot table refresh operations to reduce refresh time. We have next option, which is Lotus compatibility. You don't need that because you're not working on Lotus. Then the other one is, if you see on the left side, the other one we can go on to customize ribbon. Now this is a very important tab in this one, and this is basically your Excel Bible, what you want to see on the main page. If you want to see nothing, you can choose everything. You can unselect all of them. And the other one you can see here on the left hand side, these are the popular commands. And if you go on all commands in choose commands, if we go on all commands, then if you notice that our scroll bar is so small that we can go down and you can choose all of them and bring it to the right side. You can do that, but your Excel will work a bit slower. The Excel will work a bit slowly because of the fact you have all the options on the same page. So that's why it's better to basically customize it on your own report, what you want to see on your main page. The other thing is, you can, let's say if this is save, I can add it, then save option says command needs to be added in a group. So you have new groups, new tabs, then you have rename group for the same thing. So we can add new group and we can change the name of that group as well. Also we can remove it. So if any options which you see that you don't use, you can do that. Now if you notice our top tabs, which are file, after file, which is home, intermediate, page layout, formulas, data, review, view. If you notice on our top tabs, which is home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, developer, we have added actually our own self, that if you see on the right hand side we have checked it. If you uncheck it, it goes away as well. So these are the main tabs. Whatever you have here, it's showing you. And then you can also do customization regarding importing or exporting. It says with importing and exporting that import customization file, so you can do it from here as well. So that's how you can use customize ribbon, add different things on your file or worksheet or workbook. So then you have all tabs or main tabs or tool tabs. You can choose that from there as well. The next one we have is quick access toolbar. This is basically, there's a drop down menu on quick access toolbar. If you see on the top left on Excel page, that is Excel saving, and then you have back and forward, and then you have Excel toolbar there. So you can choose or you can edit these options, what you want to see there. So we can create chart, let's say you want that option there, and then you have Excel button there, and then we have the customize the quick access toolbar. So it's just basically if you want to access this toolbar quickly, so that you don't have to go into their tab and then groups. Now the next one we have is add-ins. Now these add-ins is something like, you know how you have add-ins on the web page. So it's same as in Excel, you have some add-ins there, active applications and add-in. Let's say COM add-ins. If you choose that and if you go, then it tells you in order to enable feedback, please choose to restart the Microsoft. So we don't have anything over here, but you can choose it. And then also you have add-ins available to you is the Microsoft Office Power Pivot for Excel 2013. This add-in was not added in 2010 or 2007, so you had to basically manually do it in 2010. But this one already you have an option there. You just have to check it, and then you will have this option available to you in that file, like workbook or worksheet. So we can press OK, and then if you notice we have Power Pivot option there in our tabs. So let's go back into our options again, and then the after add-ins we have in add-ins we have different other options as well. And then we have Trust Center here. Now Trust Center, basically it says protecting your privacy, so that means Microsoft cares about your privacy. For more information about how Microsoft Excel helps to protect your privacy, so this is nothing to do exactly with Excel, it's basically with Microsoft, so you can use that regarding to them. You can read it, Trust Center settings, so there are different options. That's how basically we have all the options to customize your Excel file. Now when you're looking to customize, don't do it, leave it at default if you don't know what you're doing. But if you go through our videos, we have done so many customizations. You can use that and you will get to know how you can use it. As you can see on the top, we have just changed few things and we can see it on our top bar. Even though I can go in Home tab and use this color option as well, or I can go to Quick Access Toolbar and use ascending or descending option, but you will see this option in Home tab as well. So if you don't know how to do that customization, you can use your Home tab as well. So it's pretty easy. So you basically, these are two ways or more than one way you have in Excel how to go to those options. So we'll speak about some other videos in other exercise, and see you in the next video.